Well, we liked it so much. We're back at the Blackburn Hotel. How good?
Well, we're not really back. We had a lock-in. And so we're doing back-to-back episodes. Well, let's call them black-to-black at the Blackburn Hotel.
Who's serving us today? Is Amy back or not?
Amy's working. Amy hasn't left. She's still here as well.
I haven't seen her. Where's Amy out the front?
She's having a kip.
Is she?
She's been here a while. She's done a 24-hour shift.
I wonder if they're still doing double shandies.
Yeah, they are.
I'm telling you, that was actually the best shandy I've ever had in my life last week.
I'm going to heavy today.
What are you doing?
I'm going to heavy.
Which one? Because there are so many.
No,
you're just going to go and go, I'll have a pot.
I'll just say, give me a pot of heavy. And if you give me a Melbourne or you give me a Carlton or you give me a Cooper's, I'll just give it to me.
Well, that's a really good point that I want to raise immediately. Because once upon a time, you would just go to any golf club, pub, wherever you went, you said, I'll have a pot, and you would get Carlton Draft in that pot.
Yep.
Very simple.
In Victoria.
Does that still happen or not? Because I haven't just gone up and asked for a pot for a long time.
No, you've got to specify now because there's about 8 beers on tap minimum.
That's a shame, isn't it?
It's Furphy over there on tap, which is a great beer.
Furphy's a great beer.
So if you went up and if I just went up there and said, "Can I just get a pot of just a pot, thank you?"
They'd say,
it's a lucky dip.
They said, "What would you like?"
Oh, okay.
They just say, whatever. You just choose.
Righto.
Do you want a heavy? Do you want a light? Do you want a mid?"
I wonder if that's hurt Carlton Draft. Would that have hurt them?
Well, I know it hurt Carlton Draft the most is when they changed the VB alcohol content. Yeah. They went from the number 1 beer in the country to about number 3.
That was one of the stupidest things we've ever seen.
Very stupid.
That was stupid.
Very, very stupid.
The bloke who changed the taste of Coke, the new Coke.
Oh, he's dead.
Is he still going?
No, he's dead.
Whatever happened to that bloke?
He's in North Korea as we speak.
What about the bloke who changed the recipe of barbecue shapes?
Idiot.
What happened to that person?
He got cooked. No, you're telling you now, mate. Tell you, mate, you don't mess with something that's good.
Was there anything else?
Well, you were talking. This is weeks and weeks and weeks ago on the podcast about wagon wheels had changed.
Yeah,
we might have had a little gift in the mail to address that very issue.
What the recipe?
Well, no. Someone heard you talking about it.
Hang on a minute. What have you got there?
Well, should we? Hang on.
Hang on a minute.
Look at this. He just brought this out.
He just brought a box out. Hang on.
2 Ox and Marko. That's us.
Look at that.
Righto. Have you got your keys?
Right.
Open her up.
Hang on, I've got a lot of sticky tape on it.
So here's the message, guys.
Hang on. Do we need to do a sniff test here?
Yeah, it could be stuff.
What about if this...
Could be a white powder that we don't know what it is.
Hang on.
Here's the message.
Quick, open it up.
Here's the message. Hey, guys. Quick note to say that we agree with Ox in episode 2 of the podcast. The original wagon wheel does look a bit small, and we have sent in some treats for you. This is from Crumbs and Co, loaded cookies and gourmet marshmallows.
Hang on. Crumbs and
cookies.
Crumbs and Co.
Wow.
Oh, hang on.
Holy, look, hang on, show that. Crumbs and Co. Open 7 days, 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. Shop 7,
Ding.
Epping, Kilmore Road.
Epping?
Wandong.
You Epping beauty.
Where's Wandong?
It's out north.
And there's a phone number there.
It's out north.
Can you see the phone number?
Yeah,
Get it nice and close.
Look what's in there. Open up.
Hang on. Oh, my goodness.
What is it?
Look at this.
Oh, my God. These are wagon wheels on steroids.
They've been pumped. And little doughies. They're donuts.
Holy moly.
God. Look at this. That's big enough you can stand on it to actually change the light globes. Oh, my goodness.
Crumbs and Co. Thank you so much.
Hang on, which one am I going to eat? I'm having a crack. I'm going to have a go at this one.
Hey, if you want some of this stuff, info at Crumbs and Co. AND.co.com.au.
Oh, my God.
Info at crumbsandco.com.au.
How do you smell that?
Give it back.
Put some cinnamon.
Give it back.
Oh, it's good.
Oh, that's crazy good.
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
All right, last one. Crumbs and Co. Crumbs and Go. You know their motto should be? Crumbs and Co. are the go.
No, very simple.
Oh, you are good with slogans, Box.
Well, we do own a advertising business.
Simple Media.
Simple Media.
Anyway, so that was it. It looks fantastic, doesn't it?
Oh. That was just gorgeous.
Oh, good one.
Mate, friends for life, you and us.
Well,
Crumbs and Co, friends for life, thank you so much.
They're part of the family. Just while we're talking about friends, can we still be friends?
What have you got? What have you got? Look at you. Look at him there. Look at him. You know it's big when he gets back.
Takes a deep breath.
And the fingers get a little loosened up.
I've just got to be careful with this one because he's a mate.
Ooh. Not Siggo.
All right, no. And I've got...
Not Wayno.
No, not Wayno. Not Wayne Finko.
Digger.
Not Digger. Not Eggy.
What
not
about Jono?
Not Parky or
Jono?
Jono. No, not Jono.
You're all right.
No.
Just as well.
He's a Bowen Heads boy.
Ooh.
I've got a dog. And my dog is a Groodle. It's a golden retriever poodle.
Groodle.
Just had its second knee reco. All right.
Hang on. Don't bury the lead here. Your dog's had a knee reconstruction.
No, second.
How many did you have?
I had 3.
So it's one. You got one to go.
Mum had 3. My sister had 2. My daughter's had 1. My dog's had 2.
So the Swansons, including the dog, have had 9 recos between them.
Yeah, and the dog's ones were the most expensive.
That's cursed.
Right.
You're cursed.
So Frankie, my dog, she did the left one, the left back. In a training accident.
Could you spot it straight away with all your experience?
No, she went down. She yelped. she knew. Oh, it was. And dogs, they can't do anything. So she's hopping on 3 legs.
What do you mean they can't do anything? They've got 3 other legs.
Yeah.
They can do whatever they like.
Yeah, like she can't do what she normally does. So we get it fixed, and you have a reco.
Yeah.
And then you put the cone over its head so she can't lick. Anyway, but within a week or 2, they're up walking, but they can't run for probably 6 to 8 weeks. Anyway, again, the dog goes down about 3 weeks ago. It was a frosty morning, out having a run, and went sliding across, yelped, and
Can we get
was down.
to which mate this is, please?
All right. So prior to that happening, prior to the dog having a reco,
Right. It's like a prequel.
Terry, my mate Terry, buys himself a dog.
What sort of dog?
This is the point.
Another Groodle.
So I've got a Groodle, brown Groodle, that runs like the wind, other than sneeze. No, but my dog gets 2 walks a day, walks in the morning, walks at night, and then Patsy, the next door neighbour.
Grapes? Do you feed this dog grapes?
No, only dry food. Only dry food. Only dry food she gets. And Patsy comes and walks her down the dog park.
Yes.
Every afternoon. So technically, the dog gets 3 walks a day.
Right.
Anyway, so Terry wants in on the action, so he buys himself a dog.
He wants in on the dog action or the walking.
Well, he wants
action?
to start walking,
right?
So he buys a dog, and he also wants a bit of company and all that sort of stuff.
Dog's a great company.
All right, so Terry is an ex-basketballer, retired bloke, 60 years of age, just taken up golf. He's a pretty good golfer now. He's off about 10.
That's good.
So he buys a dog. Now, when you're living in Bowen Heads, there's a certain type of dog that you've got to have to fit in. It's a bit like wearing activewear to school.
Right.
Everyone's doing it, so you can't rock up in a ski suit. So whatever dog you rock up with is really, really important.
Don't tell me he's going to Groodle like
So
you.
what do you reckon Terry rocked up with?
Greyhound.
Similar.
Whippet.
Closer.
Italian greyhound.
Further away.
Doberman.
No.
Shih Tzu.
Closer.
Poodle.
No. Further away.
Jack Russell.
Closer in size.
Chihuahua.
Closer in size.
So smaller than a Chihuahua.
Yeah.
Sausage dog.
Sausage dog.
A sausage dog.
He has not.
He got a sausage dog, and guess what he called it? It's brown. It's a brown sausage dog.
No, it'd be a flavour of sausage.
No, it's not. It's not.
What?
It's the surname of a famous golfer.
Norman.
Yes, he's called his sausage dog.
He's got a sausage dog called Norman.
Norman, right?
You can't.
There's 2 issues with this.
No.
All right, can you still be friends when you're walking a real dog and he's not? Like, seriously. This dog can't even get over a speed hump because its guts are so low. It eats everything that it sees. So I'm not joking. It would eat 6 kilos of grapes.
No, I want to ask you a question.
I'm not walking down the street with a sausage dog called Norman anywhere at any time.
I want to ask you a question. Some sausage dogs have got little legs. Some sausage dogs have got tiny little legs.
Mate, these legs are so small. His willies scrape along the ground. He's got willy rash.
Norman's earned his willy.
Yes. Every time he goes over a speed up, hits the ground. So my dog's running along.
Hang on. It's a boy, so if his willy's on the ground, that might arouse some little dogs.
Yeah, it could.
Don't tell me Norman.
But Norman can't get up on top of it.
Don't tell me Norman's getting aroused.
No, Norman's only got missionary style.
Walking down the beach.
The only style.
In a pair of...
The only thing that Norman can do is missionary because it's too small. He can't get up. There's no doggy. Like, it is, like, I'm serious. This dog is so small. It eats everything. It is a yapping It's just
You gotta flick
you
Terry.
can't even walk with it.
Flick Terry.
Like my dog's done 6 laps of the beach, and Norman's stuck in a waterhole.
Terry has embarrassed you.
Yep.
He's embarrassed Bowen Heads.
Yep.
He's embarrassed his family.
Yep.
There is no place in your life for Terry. Get rid of him.
Okay,
Flick him.
All right, I got to flick him.
It's a disgrace.
I'm pretty much the same, but it's also the name Norman. So when you're walking down the beach, you go, Norman!
Yeah.
Everyone's looking at me going...
I do love human names on dogs, though.
We've got Frankie, so that's kind of half right.
I'm with you. You know, the name Norman, okay, I get it if it's a last name, Greg Norman.
Yep.
It's a great name. But Norman is a first name. The only Norman I can think of straight away is Norman Gunston.
Yeah.
So do you think Norman Gunston...
Now, there's Norm Short, the bookie.
Well, no, see, Norm's a very different...
Yeah.
See, Norm from
Life in it.
Cheers.
Life in it.
Life be in it.
Oh, Norm from Cheers.
Norm
Yeah.
from Cheers.
Good guys.
Nami.
I love
Barney.
Norm. Hey, Norm, what's up? I'll do weight if I was 7'6".
But if you insist on calling somebody Norman, or if you're a Norman and you insist on being called Norman, I can't be friends with that dude either.
But he's one of those dogs too, and I like... Norman's not a bad dog, but he sits there at your feet waiting for a twisty.
Yeah.
Like if I'm on the twisties, and he
You're
doesn't,
off the twisties.
He doesn't know this day. I don't drop twisties.
Yeah.
I'm not wasting one drop of a twisty. But he sits there with those little puppy dog eyes looking up at me, little Norman. You say, piss off, Norman. And he just sits there waiting for one crumb to come his way.
I've got a question for you. Your Groodle. How does your Groodle treat Norman?
Can I
With disdain?
can I put a video? Can
Yes,
we put a
please.
video up?
Sure.
I've got a video of them two playing.
Yeah.
It is unbelievable.
Is it like WWF? Is it the Iron Sheik
It's
doing body slams
It's WWF, but
on Barry O?
it's very cute.
Is it?
My dog is very gentle with Norman because Norman's a bit younger, and they get on like a house on fire. I've got some video of it, and we'll post it. It is very.
So
very
you're just saying you can't be friends with someone called Norman. Last week you were saying you don't know that many decent Waynes. Is there any other names that you can't be friends with that person purely because of their name? Any names you dislike?
Well, there was a team manager at footy, and his name was Spike, but his real name was Cyril.
Cyril.
I quite like Cyril's, but
Do you?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Cyril
Cyril's?
said from Blankety Blanks back in those days. Cyril said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I like Cyril Rioli.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I went to school with a girl called Tammy. She didn't.
No, it reminds me of a
school.
cat.
Well, Tammy didn't like me particularly, and I didn't like her. And so to this day, I've got this dislike for the name Tammy.
Tammy.
I like the sound of Tammy.
Tammy Wynette. Tammy's a good judge of character. That's one
Yes,
thing.
that's for
one
sure.
thing with Tammys, they're good judges.
Is there a name?
No, there's not.
I'm not fond of Dan at the moment. Don't know why.
Yeah, neither do I.
Don't know why I'm not fond of Dan, but no, it's a reasonable question. But Norman, I don't know one person with the name Norman.
No.
Apart from Norman Gunston. I can't think of another Norman.
Norman Harvey.
Righto, we'll get the video on socials. I want to mention something to you. The Ashes, we were watching it ages ago, right? Ages ago, and well done, everybody. It was fantastic to watch. Kevin Peterson. KP talking with Ricky Ponting, who...
A lot of people like him, a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
A lot of players that he played with don't like him.
Yeah.
A lot of players that played with him love him.
Yeah.
He's a polarising figure.
Well, I've been talking to Ricky Ponting.
Oh, we're supposed to get him on here.
Yeah, I know.
Well, what's happened?
Well,
So you're speaking to Ricky off air,
Yeah.
and we're supposed to be speaking to him on air.
Yes. Yes.
Well, how does that work? You're better than that.
Anyway, I'm just bear with me.
All right,
please.
I'm with you.
Anyway, so he was actually with Kevin Peterson when I've called him.
KP.
And I asked him to ask KP about what I saw KP do in the boutique nightclub that I'll put to you is one of the greatest things I've ever seen done in a nightclub, full stop.
Did he pick up Paris?
No one can do that. No.
Apparently not.
Sister, yeah.
Nikki, on the other hand.
I had Nikki on toast. No worries at all. Anyway, so I said, now listen, you've got to ask him about wearing thongs into the boutique. So you remember the boutique nightclub
Yeah.
when it was going in Melbourne? It was a joke at this nightclub. All right, you had to look your best, you had to act your best, you had to look your finest. Mate, I saw blokes get knocked back at the front door for not moisturising. All right, this is what we're talking about. Right? You had to have Yupon or Izzy Miyake moisturised. You had to be looking sharp, otherwise there's just no way you're getting through the front door. Because once you walked up those stairs...
It was beautiful.
It was a beautiful thing.
It was where the beautiful people went to play.
And believe me, if you're looking your best and you're sharp and you're nice to everybody, the twinkles were there to be had.
Lots of twinkles.
Twinkles everywhere. Now, Kevin Peterson got into this nightclub wearing a pair of thongs. I put to you, you know how tough it was to get into the boutique back in the day.
Was Nick Russian running it then?
Yeah, he was. The Russian boys were both running it. And not only did he get in wearing thongs and a dirty pair of jeans and just a T-shirt.
Don't tell me he got a drink card.
He was ushered to the area where the
VIP room.
The VIP room.
Oh, my goodness.
Ushered in there and given drinks for the rest of the night. And I'm sure he got one twinkle after another.
Thongs.
In a pair of thongs.
H&S would be rolling in there.
Yep. So I told Ricky to tell KP about that story. And Ricky said, I'm not telling him about that story. Right, and that was it.
Does Ricky want to be a part of this or not?
I'm not sure.
Gee whiz, Ricky.
Anyway, but I started thinking about some of the greatest things that I've ever seen in nightclubs. Ever, right?
Under the stairs at the tunnel?
Well, this one involves the tunnel.
Oh.
This one involves the tunnel.
Really?
Now.
A footballer?
I think, yes. A footballer.
Okay, all right. Hang on, before you go any further,
because you used to go to the tunnel
I used to get sponsored by the tunnel.
You were sponsored by the tunnel?
I got sponsored by the tunnel.
What do you mean you're sponsored by the tunnel?
I got $5,000 a year plus unlimited drink cards.
Are you joking?
No. Why do you think I went there?
You got such fond memories about the tunnel.
Why do you think I went there every week? 5 large.
What happened about that horse's head, now that I know you're involved there?
Well,
when they put the horse's head on the front.
Unlucky. It was unlucky. They got the wrong venue.
They got the wrong venue. Anyway, I used to go there every once in a while. That's where probably we first met.
Yeah, No, we met at the motel.
We met at the motel.
I remember when I met you.
I remember seeing you there at the tunnel anyway. So anyway, I'm there. And it's a Saturday night, and it is 5 a.m., which is no big deal at the tunnel, right?
Just starting to kick on.
Right. And back then I could drink a little bit. So I'm having a bourbon and Coke.
Hey!
And I'm having a bourbon and Coke with a bloke called Simon Minton-Connell.
Nickname, Loaf.
Loafy, right? Loafy. So Loafy is telling me, this is early 90s, Loafy's telling me that he's playing Royal Melbourne the next day. I said, well, what time are you playing? He goes, 7:30. I said, mate, it's 5 a.m. What are you doing here? Are you crazy? Get going, right? Get going. So he sculls whatever he was drinking. It was red. He sculls it, and he's gone, right?
Would have been a vodka raspberry for the loaf.
But he didn't want to leave, mate. He was having the ball.
Well, 5 o'clock, it's just starting to kick on.
He was having so much fun. You know, it was just one of those nights where everything was funny, drinks were cheap, girls were everywhere, we're all single. It was just a great night. See you later. Anyway, he's going off to play Royal Melbourne half an hour.
And I'll be honest with you, if the girls are still there at 5 a.m, they're keepers.
That's right. That's right.
They're keepers.
Anyway, 6 a.m. It's 6 a.m.
It's
now.
only an hour later.
The crowd is slightly thinning out.
Yeah, it would be.
Right,
yep.
So it wasn't 100%. It was probably down about 75%.
Yeah,
so still pumping.
Still pumping. Probably a long weekend.
Still pumping.
Yep.
I'm at the bar, and I'm ordering another couple of bourbon and Cokes for me.
You
and
are on a big one.
Right?
You're on a big one.
I feel a little elbow in my back. Someone's trying to get my attention.
Who was it?
I look over. It's Loafy.
Oh, he's not back, is he?
He came back.
He's ditch golf.
And not only did he come back.
He's ditch golf.
Not only did he come back, he came back dressed for golf. He walked into the tunnel in a pair of golf shorts, a pair of golf shirt, his golf shoes, and that's not the kicker.
Oh, no.
This is back in the day when you had to wear long walking socks at Royal Melbourne.
He did walk in with the big long socks.
I promise you. He came back, and we will get him on to verify at some stage. He walked into the Tunnel nightclub at 6 a.m. wearing walking socks and golf shoes on the way back to Royal Melbourne, and I put to you that's the greatest thing that's ever happened in a nightclub in Australia.
Well, I'm glad you brought up the loaf. And that is an amazing story. Because guess who I was having beers with 3 weeks ago?
Simon Minton-Connell.
At the Sunbury Football Club.
Who?
Simon Minton-Connell.
He's a great fella.
I don't want to blow my own trumpet here, but I am the number one ticket holder down there. And guess whose son plays for Sunbury?
Simon Minton-Connell.
And his son's a gun. He's a very good footballer.
Wait,
and guess who else?
What team will he go to? Because he played for Sydney and where else? Simon Minton-Connell.
Bulldogs.
Doggies, that's right.
But guess who else was there?
Who?
David Kernahan.
Son of?
David Kernahan was there. And
was he singing?
No.
It's hard to be a woman.
And hang on, I'm missing. There's one more. There was one more. We played like 600 games between us.
Oh, you joking?
There's someone else who was there.
So you had
it was more
Loafy?
impressive than Brownlow medalist. I nearly forgot about him.
Who?
Scotty Wind.
Scotty Wind's there as well.
Scotty Wind was there.
What a fantastic
Now he was
bunch.
there because we were playing against somebody and he had something to do with the other club.
Right.
That's a good catch up, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Kernahan, Wind, Minton-Connell.
Unbelievable.
Great people.
Anyway,
Talking about nightclubs.
Yeah.
The infamous story, or not infamous, but the famous story that I always remember is Dermott. So Dermott was the nightclub champion. So during the 80s and 90s, there was no one bigger in Melbourne
Nobody bigger
than Dermott Brereton.
I agree with that. No one was bigger.
He had a Ferrari.
Yep.
And he loved his motorbikes.
Yep.
And on one occasion, he rode his motorbike into the foyer of the Metro nightclub.
It was a Harley Davidson
and
too.
that is fact.
And mate, he got into the foyer and started revving. He didn't just
walk in.
He didn't just walk it in. He didn't just walk it in. He put it next to that fountain that used to be at the front.
Yeah.
And he started in the foyer. I'm telling you. And
I didn't realise he was riding a moped.
Nobody did anything.
No.
Nobody did a thing.
No, drink cards.
No
like
one
KP.
cared.
Like KP.
Like KP wearing thongs into the boutique. It was just unbelievable.
I was another one, Stephen Phoebe, I was out with at one night. Marko, you may remember this. And I think we ended up at the motel, and he took his golf club into the motel because he'd had a hole in one that day. And he was in his golf shoes, and he had his golf club with him.
Oh, that's so good.
And they let him into the nightclub, dressed in his golf stuff with a golf club into the motel, which was probably a bit like the boutique. You had to be dressed pretty nicely.
Okay, so that's just nightclub stories from you and me. I would like, listener, you out there, I bet you've got a magnificent nightclub story. Yep. Please get in touch with us because we will get you on the show. Especially if it's huge.
If you're in Kittens, the night it got shot up. Now, if you're inside and bullets are flying around you, let us know.
I was a week off. Hey, after the break, we got a stack of feedback apparently.
Really?
Yeah, it's got your name on it as well.
Oh, not again.
And you've got a civil selfishness after the break also.
Yeah, I have.
Right, that's next.
You're having a couple of beers with a couple of blokes. This is Ox and Marko. And when you get a sec, we'd love you to subscribe and rate the podcast.
So, a big thank you to the Blackburn Hotel.
111 Maroondah Highway.
That is right.
Blackburn.
Pretty close to ENS training as well.
ENS training is right across the road.
Yeah, that is exactly
So
right.
if you come and have a pot, grab yourself a microwave and go home.
That's exactly right. Now, we were speaking about in the last podcast about when people used to just go up and say, I'll have a pot.
Have a pot.
And you're guaranteed to get Carlton.
Yep.
We've got young Jackson. Go, Jackson. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Thanks for the beers. We appreciate it. How many people would come up and just say to you, I'll have a pot, thanks, and what do you give them if they do?
Not that many people. Usually they say what one they want.
So they want a pot of Carlton. They'll say, give us a pot of Carlton. But if they don't, what do you give them?
I usually ask which one.
Okay.
And
Very polite. What about if they ask for a mid? Do you have many mids or lights, or is it just Northern or?
Great Northern's really the only mid on tap.
Yep.
And then we got Cascade Light by the stubby.
Nice. Thanks for the shandy too. It was very, very nice.
You're a good man.
I appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Action.
How many
Easy.
people asking for shandies around here?
Not many.
Not many.
No.
Okay.
No, only in the bistro.
Yeah, the Google recipe. Hey, I found this stuff that I used to put in my hair. last
Oh,
week.
hang on a minute.
And it is
Brill cream.
no. Oh, Brill cream. What do you think? I'm born in the 50s or
No,
something?
Brill,
there?
I wore Brill cream.
You put Brill what from the golf club somewhere?
No,
It's always Brill
I used to wear it at the Tunza.
You didn't
No.
put Brill cream in your hair.
When I had a flat top. What are you laughing at?
Like Miguel Burnforce.
No, like Dolph Lundgren. All right, very similar. All right, so got the flat top, and then just to get the sides up as flat, Brill cream.
What's the trick?
Oh, brilliant stuff.
All right.
Brilliant stuff, but not too much though.
All right. But I found the old product stuff that I used to put in my hair back in the day.
All right.
Now, the reason I bring this up is because it is one of the greatest product names in the history of retail. All right?
Okay, Bassoon.
No. No.
Instant Rockstar.
Instant Rockstar.
Oh, you really?
Yeah.
I was going to say Fructus next.
But mate,
Instant Rockstar.
it's called Instant Rockstar. I thought it went out of business, but I found it.
Well,
Found
you found a whole new tub of it, or you found it where you can buy it?
No, I had to go get some bandages for my kid who's getting blisters on his feet from the. So I went and got, and right there was Instant Rockstar.
Did you buy some?
Yeah, look at it. Look at my hair.
So that's the funny thing you say about that,
Yeah.
like retro, right? So
Yeah.
so we're now in our early 50s.
Yeah.
We go back to our childhood from 12 to about 17,
Yeah.
and all so BMX bikes
Yeah.
are really important to me.
The mongoose.
Yeah, the Mongoose,
Crossline.
the Supermax, the Redline, whatever they are, all those BMXs.
What? Hey, which one did you get?
Don't.
Come on.
Don't.
Tell everybody
Don't.
what BMX bike your mum bought you. Because I know you're very
She
proud
saved
of it.
up. She saved up.
I know you're very proud of
She
it.
saved up and she
I know
bought
you
me-
wanted a mongoose. You wanted a red line.
Mongoose, Redline, Supermax
Yeah.
would have been the order.
What'd you get?
I got a Bumblebee.
Imagine the big fella on his bumblebee and
It was, and I'll tell you about it was, it had a bell, which was a bee.
was a bee.
So you hit the little stinger, and that was the dinger. His stinger was the dinger. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, and I had all the Bumblebee pads and
Mate, I wasn't far behind. I wanted a good one. I only got a comment. I got a comment.
A comment? That's all right, though.
It
But
wasn't bad.
anyway. So,
Yeah.
but that's the memories we have of growing up. Like even Hubba Bubba Chewy and
What about a Big Charlie? If you're
Big
lucky,
Charlie.
you get a Big Charlie.
White Nights and choo choo bars and fads and
Fags.
fags. Chomp.
it
Oh,
was
fags
back then,
back
yeah.
then.
Back then.
Oh, the
Chomp.
great chomp.
Yeah, they were good.
Tab.
They were good.
Tab. Al McPherson. Now, as a 13-year-old boy, when Al McPherson came onto the scene, I thought, hang on a minute. I've got something. I've got something
special.
I think I found one here. I think I found a ripper. I think I found a good one.
That image, as a red-blooded young man, is still tattooed onto the back of my retina.
Who was your was she your go-to? As in the one that you just go, holy moly.
Yeah, who's your favourite? Who's your number one?
Yeah.
Al.
Mine was
Done.
Sam Fox.
Sam Fox.
Samantha
Page
Fox.
3.
She ended up swapping teams, but
she?
Yeah,
I didn't know
she's
that.
not with. She's not
Works
on
for Carlton these days, doesn't
Yeah,
she?
she does. She works for Carlton. But she was the page 3 girl, like the Sun page 3 girl in the UK, where she got them out and was very, very happy. She was unbelievable.
Didn't we have an unbelievable run with supermodels?
Oh.
Now you talk to the kids about my kids, your kids, Cooper and Kelly, our boys. You talk about supermodels. They wouldn't.
No, they'd be going Ariana Grande or
Yeah.
Taylor Swift or someone.
But back in those days, I reckon you could pretty much remember them all. Remember Helena Christensen?
Yeah.
Oh, she went out with Michael Hutchins.
Christy Brinkley.
Yep.
She married, I think, Billy Joel or no.
Yep.
No, who's the one that?
What about Naomi?
Watts?
No.
Oh, Naomi Campbell.
Naomi Campbell.
Naomi Campbell. Very, very.
Oh, mate.
But for me,
superstars.
Judy Green, World Safari.
Oh.
Didn't I want to travel around the world catching Mulloway?
How about Alby Mangels? How did he manage to pull that off?
I'll tell you.
that was a joke.
I'll tell you how he pulled it off.
How did he pull it off?
All right. So he's fishing around the place. He runs into a hitchhiker.
Right.
They go up north.
Yeah.
Back then there was no one up north. So he was the only option.
Right.
She's searching everywhere.
So this is literally I've been on an island
That's it.
for 20 years.
That's it.
And Alby turned up and
That's it.
that was it. Don't tell me Judy Green was up there.
Judy Green was hitchhiking.
Oh, you
And
are
He
joking.
picked her up in his van.
Talk about jackpot.
Talk about hitting the. I tell you, who loved Judy Green.
Who?
Rodney Hogg. Rodney Hogg talks about Judy Green all the time.
Is that
I
right?
think he might have had a chance with Judy, but he was married at the time.
Did he get the twinkle?
He would have had Twinkle for sure. He would have had Twinkle for sure. But Al McPherson, my goodness. My goodness.
Are you talking Alby Mangels? Do you remember the Leyland brothers?
Yeah.
Who doesn't remember the brothers?
Travel around the countryside.
Us, the Leyland, us, the Leyland, us, the Leyland
brothers.
That was such a good show.
Yeah, it was good.
Such a good show.
They drove a shit car though.
Yeah, that's true.
Like seriously, if you're a Leyland brother, you're driving a Toyota Land Cruiser with some nuts about it, not a frigging station wagon or driving.
And can we mention something I never thought we'd ever mention again? I reckon the Leyland brothers had walking socks on, the long walking socks,
Yeah, they
like
did.
Loafy
Yeah,
had to
they
wear.
did. I think Loaf was a part of the Leyland brothers. That was, but not as silly as you think.
Yeah.
Because when you're in the bush, Marko, you want the legs covered up because of all the mozzies and all the bugs.
yeah, I
they're
can
probably
imagine.
they're probably a little bit ahead of their time, to be honest.
Where did walking socks come from, by the way? Is that an old English thing, or is that maybe you're on
think it's
safari in South Africa, or
Yeah, I think it's English or something.
because my grandpa, if he put his shorts on, even if he was just walking down to the milk bar, he put his walking socks on.
But he would have pulled his pants right up too.
Oh, so high.
Yeah,
I loved him. I loved him.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I loved him so much.
You did everything he did, didn't you?
Do you mean like walking socks that aren't just around the house socks or?
No, they were purpose bought walking socks, labelled walking
Hang on,
socks.
did they-
It's like instant rock star, right, for your hair.
Yeah.
This was walking socks. So these were the special.
When I first played golf at Kingston Heath many years ago,
Yeah.
I rock up.
Yes.
And when I dress for golf, I dress comfortably.
Yeah.
So I always wear shorts, a shirt, low socks,
Yes.
and shoes.
Right.
Normally the low socks are black. Don't ask me
that's
why,
a-
but I like wearing black low
It's
socks.
a no-no.
No.
It's a no-no.
I walked in there and I've got like this.
Got the finger.
Got the finger.
wobbly
I
finger.
said, oh, sorry, do I have to knock? And they said, no, you can't.
Do I have to knock? Do I have to knock?
No, they said, you can't come into the clubhouse with those socks on. I said, well, what do you mean? They said, you can't wear low socks. I said, low socks? And he said, oh, and they're also black. I said, oh, here we go.
So you need walking socks.
So I had to buy Kingston Heath socks.
Did you?
Yeah, they were
the big long ones?
Yeah, they were $19. They were $19.
Yeah.
They changed the rules, thank good. I don't think you can wear low socks. Can
No, you can't wear black socks.
No, you can wear white. You can wear white socks, but you can wear low ones now.
Yeah. But we're talking just last one on walking socks. The last time ever spoken about. My grandpa used to wear light blue walking socks. They weren't a cream colour.
Did he go to a school that had a light blue uniform?
I don't know.
Was he a taxi driver?
No, he was a tram driver. He drove.
well, there you go.
He drove trams his whole life.
There you go. Well, you need long socks for driving trams.
Well, it's funny. I reckon they did.
DVT.
I reckon that was part of the tram dress. That if you actually were wearing shorts, you had to wear the walking socks.
We had the walking socks for school. So we had the big long. So when you're wearing the
kidding
grey
me?
shorts in the summer uniform with the big grey ones right up to the knee.
Ugh. What moron thought this was
But
a
as
good
a kid,
idea?
as a kid playing basketball, my greatest thing was wearing my Nike Airships, which
Yeah.
I've got a retro pair on right now.
Yeah, they are looking sharp.
And then I wore Converse socks,
pair?
up to the knees, yellow at the bottom, blue at the top.
Lakers, sensational.
That's all I wore, and
Yeah.
I thought I was as cool as Hessian undies.
Yeah, let's
But
come
I
back
wasn't.
a bit. Let's come back a bit.
Really?
Yeah, the long socks. My kid walks out. I look at him and go, mate, push your socks down. You look like an
All right.
idiot.
Which basketballer in the NBA, and you just mentioned the Lakers, wore the long socks?
was it Kareem?
No, it was Michael Cooper. Michael Cooper wore them to his knees.
Yeah.
And always had them all the way
All the
pulled
way
up. Michael Cooper. No Michael Davis, but Michael Cooper. Michael Cooper's a good name.
All right, it's time for some feedback, Dan. What do you got for us?
Here we go.
All right, so got some feedback here. This one from Derek Baben, Diamond Derek. He's got himself. Now, Diamond Derek sent a photo in, which we put on socials, and it's a photo in the Corrimal Shopping Centre in beautiful Wollongong of Yoop on sale.
He's got the yoke.
Yeah,
Look.
and he said, look at that.
It just got into Wollongong. First time Wollongong have seen it, they're a little bit behind.
And he said, Youp's making the comeback, guys. Took this photo at Corrimal Shopping Centre in Wollongong. Love your work, Diamond.
Good on you,
Derek.
Diamond.
Now,
So good.
He
Thanks,
should have
Diamond.
bought some. He would have got the twinkle off the missus for sure.
maybe. Now, interestingly, following on from that, before 0910 has said, Wollongong says it all, guys. 20 years behind the times.
There
you go.
Yeah, that's about right.
I think that's right. Is Wollongong more advanced than Adelaide or
100%. Wollongong
mate.
is God's own country.
Mate, they're still wearing walking socks there.
in Wollongong?
Yeah.
I bet
God's
so.
they're
own
40
country.
years behind.
Yeah,
Danny from Wollongong, eh?
Paradise.
Oh, yeah, let's see. Of course he is.
I've never met anyone from Wollongong that stays in Wollongong.
That's true.
Mate,
Everyone gets out of the gong as soon as they can.
I'm going to tell you something for nothing.
Yeah.
People who criticise Wollongong generally have never been there.
I've never been there.
Never been there.
It is beautiful.
Well, why aren't you back there if it's so good?
My family's there and I love it there. I go back as often as I can.
So you're not living with your family. So you're down here and your family are up there.
Why would you?
I understand that.
Have we got some more?
Yeah, we do. Some feedback here from Timothy Felder.
Oh.
This is more not feed. This is just a pumping up your tyres one here.
okay.
If you want to hear about basketball nets and undefeated athletes, you've come to the right place. A couple of knockabout guys giving an entertaining insight on their time as professional sportsmen. Longbow. Their highs and
Who's
lows.
he referring to?
He knows what he's
Is this
talking
us or
about.
Swanee?
He knows what he's talking
It's a
about.
Swanee's podcast, is it?
Highs and lows, and their honesty about it makes for a fun and enjoyable podcast. Thanks, guys.
Good on you.
Did you ask him to write that?
No, I didn't.
Thanks, Tim.
Well done, Tim.
And we've got a question.
What was his name? Tim Falcon?
Timothy Felder.
Timothy
Felder.
Felder.
Oh, Falcon would have been a good last name.
imagine that.
Timmy Falcon.
Falcon's a good
Falcon.
name. Michael Henry 82. Great to hear the guys back on the airwaves. No good cop, bad cop. Or one says something controversial, the other takes the opposite side. Just two blokes banging on about their opinions.
We never do that, actually. To our credit,
To our-
we've never done that.
Unless we're doing space.
We've
And
never
that's
done,
genuine.
We've never done that garbage.
Yeah.
It's
Not,
rubbish.
not for a while, because we haven't been on radio.
Final bit of. I tell you what, that run home show, she's just improved.
Can you
No,
just stop, please?
please.
You're
Come
breaking-
on.
You're breaking our
Hey, but
heart.
g'day to Andy and Andy.
Hey, it's going well. I think it's the number one show at the moment. I think. Last time I looked.
Between 3 and 6 on SEN. It is.
I still
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a step up from
Still-
what it was. All right, Southern Joe 51 has said. Now, Southern Joe's got Joe has a suggestion for civil selfishness.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, we'll be the judge of this.
When you don't clean up after yourself, if you're having a feed at a Macca's or a Hungry Jack's, and you don't bother putting your tray away.
It's
I
disgusting.
agree with that.
Yep.
That's a real good one.
You should go on McDonald's probation. They've got cameras at McDonald's, and that should be a thing.
But when you go to a restaurant, you don't have to. Just get up and leave.
But yes, but at McDonald's, that's why you get the tray. They're helping you.
Well, what about
They're
when-
helping you be civil. And the last thing they want at McDonald's is for you to be selfish. That's why they give you the tray.
Are you one of those people at a restaurant, though? So say you've just eaten and your plates are all sitting there and the waitress is coming around. Do you hand the plate to the waitress?
Yeah, I do.
Yep, I do.
You've got to do that.
Yeah.
Don't wait for them to reach over you. Oh, excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
No. And the people who wait for it to be done are privileged.
Yeah, that's right.
They're entitled. And we don't like entitled, privileged idiots.
And they're normally the ones that get gravy all over them
course
because
they
they
do.
haven't helped out.
No, exactly right. Or the waitress accidentally spills some Coke down their lap.
Yeah, real accidentally.
Yeah.
The irony of someone who played for the Melbourne Demons talking about privilege.
Oh, please. Came from Sunbury, my friend. Which is a step up from Wollongong, but
You learn quick though. Let's be honest.
it's not where you're from, it's where you're at.
So that was
Remember
Joe's civil selfishness. You have another one, Ox, do you?
Yeah, I do. A little bit similar. And I do spend a bit of time in the shopping centre, Woolies. And occasionally when I'm doing a big shop, which isn't rare because I like to do a little bit by bit, but occasionally I'll get the trolley.
You're a bloke. That's why blokes shop.
My number one hate and civil selfishness are those that use the trolley and then just leave the trolley in a car park. They don't put in the trolley bay.
Yeah, it's
the worst.
disgusting.
How hard is it to walk 20 metres and put the trolley in the bloody trolley bay?
Yeah. If you can find someone for jaywalking, you could also find somebody for being reckless with that trolley.
I would love to catch someone doing that, tie them up and put them in the trolley.
It's a shocker.
I'm telling you. It really, really... What about when you go to pull into a car park, you finally found one and there's a frigging trolley in there. So you're going to get out of your car, move the trolley, take it over there, and get back in.
I know you're on TikTok. You love it. You like ticking and you like talking.
I love the talk.
I get sent, I reckon it's the number one thing that I get sent for people, in the WhatsApp groups is kids in trolleys going down hills. It's the greatest thing. They go all the way down, they hit the gutter, and then they're flying out wherever they go. It's pure hilarity.
I was coming home the other night. I picked up one of the kids. They were out partying.
Yeah.
And we're going through Moorabool Street in Geelong. And it was about midnight. And there were 3 kids coming across the crossing. 2 of them in a trolley, the other one's pushing them.
Yeah.
And they get across and there's 2 coppers waiting on the other side. And I thought, they're in trouble here. No, the coppers helped push the kids about 2 streets down. It was the most amazing. I thought, what great coppers. Like, they're doing the right thing. Like, they could have booked him or whatever, but they actually they were a part of it, and the kids loved it. It was because they weren't harming anyone.
Smart.
They weren't harming anyone. They're taking the trolley back down towards the shopping centre anyway. It was a good little setup. What are you laughing at now?
Nothing. It's time to spin the wheel. And it's landed on
A nightclub joke.
a nightclub joke. You just couldn't believe that.
Unbelievable.
In a million years.
The irony. Irony
I've
is
got one too.
palpable.
I've got one.
Oh, you got one. All right,
Yeah.
let's go.
So why did the prawn leave the nightclub early?
I don't know. Why did the prawn leave the nightclub early?
Because he pulled the muscle.
Very good. Very good. Nice.
Catch you next
All
week.
right, we'll catch you then, buddy.
Well, we liked it so much we came back to the Blackburn Hotel for 2 weeks in a row. Thanks to Amy for inviting us, firstly, and to Jackson, who is working today and getting the beers for the boys today. Nice work. Also, thanks to our friends at E&S Trading. If you're in Melbourne, you've got to check out their new clearance centre on Dandenong Road, Clayton, just opposite IKEA. It is a ripper with some massive savings on offer as well. Ox and Marko are coming back next week, and a reminder to subscribe, to rate, to review the podcast if you can. That would be fantastic. Couple of Blokes, Couple of Beers executive producer is Dan Bradley at Kaizen Media, and sound design by Daryl Misson at loudzebra.com.